This is shaping up to be a personal war, and right now, it's anybody's boxing match.
You're doing good, Russell. I'm better myself. Beer the glass. That's what's all. Got him hurt bad. Yeah. Now he's worried. You cut it. You hurt it. You see? You see? He's not a machine. He's a man.
Nieprawda.
Winning more than he does. No pain. No pain. No pain. Okay, take it to him. Take it to him. Take it to him.
Man, did y'all see what Assassin Phil pulled out of left field? My gosh. Phil Spencer, the man that I have thought was not the answer to the Xbox brand, he came out that joint swinging on Monday. Man, welcome to this week's listener feedback. I don't know if we're on episode 4 or 5. I'm not even sure, but I'm your host, Kiaun Mitchell. If you guys want to be a part of the show, you can do it 2 different ways. Goodness, I'm so excited. You can either call in at 443-216-9934 and let your voice be heard, or you can email the show, and the email address is the Analog Circle Podcast at gmail.com. Man, I did not expect this, and I'm gonna tell you guys right now, my voice is hoarse. Man, my voice is so hoarse because of this news. I'm gonna tell y'all where I was at, and we're gonna get into the feedback. Trust me, we are, but we cannot just wait till Sunday to cover this. This news, I have to shout out. The reason why my voice is like this is because of Mr. Cody Clark. This brother hit me up. Matter of fact, I want to bring it up. I want to bring it up on the phone, man. What time this good brother hit me up. I'm pulling it up right now, and as we're speaking in real time, Cody Clark. This brother said, he sent me this. What you said. Matter of fact, I think I got my response right here. Hold on. Let me see if I can play this. Hold on.
Hey, Cody. You gotta be joking, brother. You gotta be lying to me right now. Are you serious? Hey, Cody.
Go.
Hey, brother. Hey, man. Don't play with me like this, man. Don't joke with me like this. Are you telling me that Microsoft bought Bethesda / Zenimax, like you're saying in your text, meaning that they would have the rights to Elder Scroll, Starfield, and some of the Doom, and all of the other games? You gotta be kidding me, brother. Whoa! Is that true?
Man, that was my honest reaction. I put that on everything, man. And man, I tell you, Phil Spencer, God, dog, brother, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable news. I can't believe it. I'm just blown the heck away that they spent $7.5 billion on this acquisition. We were talking about them being able to buy WB, and I think WB was at four something billion dollars. Excuse me, I'm all hicked up right now. Excuse me. But then you take into consideration they doggone sure could have bought WB Games. But to me, this is a way better acquisition. This is way better, because if they went with WB, excuse me, if they went with WB, it would have been no way that they would have had the licensing to go with the Batman games or the Justice League game. Here, owning Zenimax, Bethesda. I mean, they just brought their entire not library, but their catalog of developers up to 23 different developers. I don't want to hear Xbox has no games ever. These guys have Doom, they have Elder Scroll, they have Wolfenstein, they own Fallout. These guys have an amazing catalog of games. They got Prey. Now, I understand all of the games might not be for you. Buggy Bethesda, we get it. Bethesda, absolutely. But just the fact that Phil Spencer, he went out there, him, Satya Nadella, they sat down and they made this deal happen. Man, you cannot do anything but just this. Goodness gracious. Hey, Phil, I'm done talking anything about you for right now, brother. I mean, this move is absolutely unbelievable. And then to top it off, they said they are not done. They're not done getting studios. They're not done. Satya Nadella came out and said that. Who the heck is next? Now, this is the thing I want to point out to y'all. Tomorrow, this is interesting. It's Tokyo Game Show. It's starting tomorrow over here on the East Coast. It's starting at 10 o'clock in the morning. The newest rumor, which is rumors, I mean, they just spent $7.5 billion. I mean, God, dog, that is just insane. They are saying that the talk is, and I'm sure you guys have heard it too, is that it's Sega. Sega is the next studio on the chopping block that Microsoft is trying to get. And that's an interesting one because I think, what was it, 1, maybe 2 years ago, there were some small rumblings about that being a possibility. Of course, nobody knew, anything factual. It was all just speculation. And, nothing came about. Only thing that came out of the deal was Phantasy Star. They were able to get that. But I don't know. If they could get Sega, the interesting thing about that is, shout out to AB. I was talking to him yesterday, and we were just talking about Microsoft and Sega's relationship and how everybody in their mind kind of said that the Xbox was the Dreamcast 2. That was the second Dreamcast because they had Jet Set Radio Future on there. They had Sega Rally. They had House of the Dead on there. They had, it's one big game that I'm forgetting. Shenmue 2 was on there. As well as a couple of other Sega IPs that were heavy IPs. I even think didn't Panzer Dragoon release on the Xbox? I mean, they had some really close, tight ties with each other, even going back to the Dreamcast. And everybody remembers you saw the Windows CE on the Dreamcast. And their ties are really close with one another. Now, whether or not this deal actually is true, nobody knows. I'm not expecting anything. I'm going to be honest. With an acquisition like this, man, Microsoft, y'all good for now, brother. Y'all are more than good. 23 studios. Good gosh. And I gotta give Phil credit, man. I gotta give him his credit. Get this man his flowers while he's still here. Man, they went from 6 studios back in 2017, somewhere around there. I think 2018, he made that first acquisition that included, Double Fine, Playground Games, as well as, the people that made the Outer Worlds, or the team that made the Outer Worlds. I'm forgetting their name. I always forget their name. But that year when he did that, everybody was like, yeah, I mean, and definitely Ninja Theory. Man, they would have stand out above everybody with that deal. And then they went on and added a couple of small In Exile, they got them, picked them up, some smaller studios. So in my mind, and I will stand by it, I said that these guys are just doing double A acquisitions. These guys that they're getting outside of maybe Playground Games and Ninja Theory, I don't see anything coming amazingly great from these other studios. Most of them are unproven. I know they got the, what's it called? The Initiative, and they're supposed to be made up of these AAA developers. I get it, but we haven't seen anything. And so I was saying, matter of fact, I want to do something, man. I want to call out somebody who doubted Microsoft. I want to play some audio from this guy who was talking big and bad, man, talking about what's going to happen, what are these guys going to do. I got to call this guy out, man. Let me go ahead. I'm going to run this clip for y'all, and y'all tell me what y'all think about this guy. Now that you have the price points out the way, this is where the problem comes in for Microsoft. Where are the games? Where the heck are your games in 2021? What are you going to have to combat against God of War 2? What are you going to have to combat against Horizon Forbidden West? 2 huge games that are releasing next year. Ratchet and Clank? God, dog. Yeah, brothers, yeah, man, had to call them out. Had to call my goddamn self out for that one, brother. Good gosh. What was that, about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks, whenever Sony had their showcase? I'm up here like, man, what the world is Microsoft gonna do? Doggone Phil Spencer told me, hey, brother, look, hold my goddamn beer. I'll be right back, man. Doggone it, Phil. That brother came out there shooting, man. Assassin Phil. Good gosh. It's a great time, man, to be an Xbox fan. I mean, this is phenomenal. This is great for the industry. People nervous. They finally cut Sony. They cut them. Good gosh, they are fighting. We can see it. And it looks like they are not done trying to get some rounds on Sony, man. This is absolutely great, man. Like I said, I'm not expecting anything. I understand Satya Nadella, these guys are saying they're not done making acquisitions, but golly, $7.5 billion. Relax. Then again, no, don't relax. Go crazy. Go insane. Man, this is just awesome news. This is what everybody has been asking for. Now, this is the funny thing. This is hilarious to me. People, including myself, I put myself in the category as well. I cannot let myself off of the hook. People have said for years, man, Microsoft needs to give me a reason to get Xbox. You're not giving me any reason. I go over there to Sony. Sony has Spider-Man. Sony has Ratchet and Clank. Sony has God of War. They got Nathan Drake. They got the IPs, the AAA bangers that make me want to go over to that platform. Until Microsoft can do that for me, I'm not buying them. Now, all of a sudden, oh, how the tables have turned. Now, granted, I'm not saying Sony is in trouble. Not at all. Sony is going to do great. They're going to do fine. But for these people that have been saying for years, Microsoft hasn't given me a reason, well, guess what? You got one. You got one. And then when this happens, people start saying, well, it would be anti-consumer if Microsoft held their games off of other platforms. Are you serious? You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be joking. Here it is. It is so interesting to me. It's crazy. As a matter of fact, people on the Sony side, once again, I will include myself. I'm not letting myself off the hook. But people will say how great of a job Sony is doing with these IPs. That's the reason why I go to Sony. And then Microsoft, they swung hard for the fences with this one. Home run out the stadium with this one. And people want to talk about, no, that's not fair. That's not fair. You can't do that. That's not what you're supposed to do. Well, guess what? If you're for the consumer and all of this and that, then you'll keep your games on other platforms. Good gosh, you mother lovers are something else. Man, y'all are something else. Y'all a whole nother color, man. Good gosh. I tell you, this is the thing. And I know this is feedback. We're going to get into it. I promise you, Cody Clark. Shout out to you, One Subset Tech. And we're going to definitely get into it, man. But I got to get this off, man. I got to get it off. This is the thing. We have, you know what? I think the play that Microsoft is going to make with this situation is, in the short term, of course, Phil Spencer, he was on, I believe, CNN. He said that they're going to take it on a case-by-case basis. So to me, that means, okay, certain games, they will be third-party, but others, they might keep for themselves. Now, $7.5 billion. You are a business. That's what Microsoft is. All of these guys, they're businesses and they're in it to make money. So this is the thing I think Microsoft would do. Here you have games like Starfield, a new IP, brand new, good gosh, with Todd Howard's name on it. Good gosh, that's a huge deal. Huge. You have Elder Scroll. What are they up to? 6? I believe that is a huge game. Then you have Doom, you got Wolfenstein. This is the thing. It wouldn't be a bad idea because we know that Microsoft, they've proven that they are willing to share. They will share with the competition. I mean, Ori and the Will of the Wisp was on the Nintendo Switch in less than 6 months. It was there. And understand the fans in us, that fan inside of us that loves the platform that we game on. In our minds, we want to say, keep it off of everything else. Play the same game that Sony is playing. But we gotta think about it. Microsoft has never played that type of game, at least not under Phil Spencer. When they got Minecraft for, what was it, 2.5 billion, somewhere around. I mean, these jokers just throwing around billions like they hundreds. It's crazy. When they got that, they left it on all of the platforms. They got all of that money back and they continued to leave it on different platforms. Now, granted, you can say Minecraft is on a whole nother level. That's like a mainstream game that everybody loves. And it might have not done so well for Microsoft if they had pulled it. Me, I think differently, but that's just my opinion. But with this kind of acquisition, I think Microsoft's play is going to be, look, games are going up to $70. That is a fact. Sony has shown that their games, Miles Morales, $70. Well, it's going to be $50, but if you want the Ultimate Edition, $70. That All-Star Destruction, that's going to be $70. That's the new model. So I think that what Microsoft could do, if some games still do come to third parties, PlayStation, and, Nintendo or whatever, even on Stadia if they decide to do it, which I don't know because they always say that Google and Amazon are their competition. So that would be interesting to see how that plays out with Stadia. Will they be giving them Elder Scrolls 6 or Starfield? I don't know. But they can always say, look, you can get Game Pass, spend $10 or $15 here. It's in the service. You're going to get it day and date. Doom, Quake, whatever the new game is, you can get it here in this service day one for $10 or $15 a month. Or you can go out and you can spend the $70 on the other console or the other platform of your choice. The choice is yours. They can always play that card. Now, us, the hardcore, if you're like myself, you want to own your stuff, you'll go out there, you'll spend the $70. You don't want to rent it. You want to own it. So for me, it's a no-go. But it's way more casuals out here than it is us, the hardcore. So for me, I think that once that gets into the mainstream, once people who they game, but they're not like hardcore like us, they're the casual, you tell them you can get the next Elder Scroll, you can get the next Doom, you can get the next, what is it? Deathloop, because they did say, I want to talk about that in a second, but I mean, you can get all of these other Bethesda games, Wolfenstein, in this service, and you only pay $10 or $15 a month for it. I think that's a great way that they could do it. And also, like I alluded to just 1 second ago, Deathloop, Microsoft, they did say they are going to honor the contracts with those timed exclusives. So they will be allowing PlayStation to have Deathloop on their console, day and date exclusive, as well as Tokyo, Ghostwire. That's going to be exclusive as well. They're going to honor those, but they'll be coming to the Xbox platform, sooner or later, whether it's a year or 6 months later. But yeah, we just gotta think about it. Would it be awesome to have Phil Spencer take away certain IPs off of that platform? Because I do think that, Microsoft would have to pay Sony, 30% for putting their game on their platform. So who knows? Maybe Microsoft doesn't want to pay Sony that 30%. If they are really trying to up those numbers of Game Pass, and Game Pass right now is already up to 15 million subs, 15 million subscribers. Now, granted, we can, it's always people that'll say, well, that's not $15 a month or $10 a month. A ton of people got in for $1. That is true. I'll give you that. That's fine. Not a problem. Some people might have got it in the box for absolutely free and didn't even have to pay $1. That's not a problem. But the point that I'm making is the service is actually growing. It's grown 50% in 6 months. 50% since April of this year. So 5 months, not quite 6, but 5. Darn, that's even better. It's grown that much in such a short period of time. And with game prices going up to $70, you don't think that the casual is going to jump on Game Pass? No, they are. Matter of fact, let's do some math here. Let's do some simple math, man. Let's do, matter of fact, I can't even find my calculator. I'm just going to bring it up on Google because math was never one of my great strongholds. So here we go. How much is 15 times 15 million?
The answer is 225 million.
Okay. All right. So off of that many people, $15 a month, with 15 million, you heard Google say 225 million. Now let's times that times 12, and let's see what we get. God dag, man. What's that? Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000, 100,000, millions, 100 millions. Well, like 270. God damn, no, that's billion. Hold on. Let me just do this live on air. Here we go. How much is 225 million times 12?
The answer is 2,700,000,000.
God dag, man. God dag. That's bank. That means in 3 years, less than 3 years, think about this for a minute. In less than 3 years, or 3 years or so, they will make back their money off of that acquisition from Bethesda or Zenimax. They will get that money back in roughly about 3 or so years at this rate. And that's off of 15 million subs. They're making $2,700,000,000. Imagine if it gets up to 30 million, 40 million subs. These guys are dangerous. Being in this position, what is off limits for these guys to buy? It's crazy. My goodness. Anyway, I think I've harped on this a lot longer than I was supposed to. Let me go ahead, man, because this is the listener show, and I'm sorry, I did kind of bomb it a little bit this week. You know what they call it, photo bomb, and I guess I just kind of voice bombed it this week. My bad, guys, but it's just amazing news to me, man. This is awesome. But we're gonna go ahead, and this is gonna be a bit of a longer podcast, man. A little bit more. Energy levels are on 10 right now, 20, because this news is just absolutely incredible. But let's go ahead and let's get into our first feedback email. Now, this is coming from Taraz T Chori K. It's spelled TARASTCHORYK. This brother says, hi. Now, the name of his email, though, by the way, is feedback. He says, hi. Madden, I get every third year. There's enough jump for gameplay and features to spend the $60. I prefer physical over digital. Brother, I want to thank you, because I don't know if I've ever seen you write in, brother. Your name is brand new to me. I would like for you to just break this name down to me. Let me know how I should pronounce it, because I absolutely butchered it. My apologies. But thank you for writing in. It's truly 100% appreciated. It's great to hear from you. And you say you get Madden every 3 years. I can understand that. I hear that people that get it every year, they always say, I mean, we heard what was happening earlier this month or last month. People were ready to doggone boycott EA for the NFL license. They want somebody else to take it over. And as a result, I mean, competition is great. Now, even though 2K, like we've gone over a million times, they can't make a actual NFL licensed game, but they do have the NFL players likeliness that they can have in their game. So we'll see what happens with that. So I can understand every 3 years. Yeah, it's a bit more of a jump. I get it. Makes it worth the $60. Definitely. But for people that get it every year, that are committed, that are lifers to the Madden brand, they aren't happy. And I see both sides of it. If you, it's like a person that had a 360 but didn't get an Xbox One, but then they're jumping into the Xbox Series X or the S. Their mind is going to be blown. Like, good gosh, what the heck happened? I missed the midway point, and we're just jumping to where we are now. This is insane. It'd be an insane jump from the 360 to the Series S or X for sure. So I can understand what you're saying. And me too, I'm just like you, brother. I absolutely prefer the physical over the digital. And thank you again for writing in. It's truly appreciated, brother. Keep them coming. You can make it longer. You can make the email longer, brother. Feel free. But let me see. Let's go ahead. Cody Clark, he's on the docket. And, oh, yeah, he gave me the PlayStation 5 launch lineup. He said, here's the PlayStation 5's launch lineup. So I'm pulling this up. This is from Kotaku, so shout out to them. Let's see. Okay, these are the games that are coming. Astro's Playroom is going to come preloaded. on the PlayStation 5, on every PlayStation 5. The next game is Sackboy: A Big Adventure. That's going to be available on the PlayStation 4 as well. So if that's a game you're looking forward to, don't feel any pressure to get the PS5. It's going to be a 3D, in 3D entry and long running 2.5D. Excuse me. Let me see what else is here. You got, Fortnite is going to be there. Destruction All-Stars. Devil May Cry 5. It's going to have ray tracing. Spider-Man Miles Morales is going to be there. Demon Souls Remake and Godfall. I would say, Cody, that is not a bad launch, man. I think that's solid enough. I think the standouts on the list are, let's take Fortnite completely out of it. I understand it's a huge game. I get it. Not knocking it, but that's already available now. Then you have the Little Big Planet game that's available right now. Well, not literally right now, but it'll be available on the PlayStation 4. Destruction All-Stars. That looked fun to me. That's a game that I would check out, but it might not be for everybody. Devil May Cry 5. God, dog, that's already available now. I don't know, Cody. As I go down this list, brother, I don't know. I don't know if that's solid. It looks like the only games that are solid on here, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Demon Souls. I don't even play that game, so that does nothing at all for me. And Godfall. Yeah, that's not that great of a launch. I keep it honest, man. That is not a great launch. You got 2 games out here that are standouts. The other ones, most of them are from this generation that's about to end, outside of Destruction All-Stars. Yeah, man, I can't rock with that, brother. Yeah, you had a PlayStation Plus collection and all that. Yeah, nah. It's not a great launch. But, Cody, you got another email here. I got another one from you. And this is entitled, How Does the Xbox Series X launch lineup compare to Xbox One, 360, and Xbox? Let's go ahead and pull that up. Now, Cody got this one. I want to try to give these guys their credit, whatever the name of the website is. GR Plus. Okay, I don't know what that stands for, but shout out to them, GR Plus. Now, Cody sent this list to me. All right. Now, this is from the original Xbox launch. They launched with 4x4 Evo 2, Air Force Delta Storm, Arctic Thunder, Cell Damage, I remember that. Dark Summit, Dead or Alive 3, remember that. Fusion Frenzy, remember that. Halo Combat Evolved, god darn, yeah, they did launch with that. That's right, yeah, that was the big deal about it launching with this console. Well, the Series X, it had never been done since the original. Let's see, Mad Dash Racing, I don't remember that. Madden NFL, of course. NASCAR Heat 2002. NASCAR Thunder. God, dog, they released 2 NASCAR games. What's the difference? God darn. NHL Hits. I remember that. Oddworld Munch's Odyssey. Yeah, I gotcha. Project Gotham Racing. That was a classic. Shrek. Test Drive. Off-Road Wide Open. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 times. Remember that. And Trans World. This, I'm going to tell you, Cody, the only standouts I really see on this list, because there's a lot of racing games, man. 2 NASCAR games, a test drive game. God, dog. Arctic Thunder, 4x4 Evo. It's a ton of racers here, man. I would say Dead or Alive 3. Halo Combat Evolved, and darn, they even got Project Gotham Racing on here. Yeah, I read that. That's about all I see. So this launch would have done really nothing to me, because back then Halo was a no-name franchise, or no-name IP, I should say. And yeah, it was just nothing about it that would have appealed to me. But now he has the 360 launch lineup, and that was November 22nd, 2005. They had released with AMP 3, Bejeweled 2, Call of Duty 2. Call of Duty 2, hey, brother, hey, Cody. Call of Duty 2 was the joint that made me get a 360. Between that, well, I don't want to ruin it if it's on the list, but Call of Duty 2, excuse me, guys, was the game. That was one of the day ones that I bought with the Xbox 360. An amazing game to play in the store. But let me see. Okay, Call of Duty 2, Condemned Criminal Origins. That was a release, a launch? Golly, that was another huge game. And correct me if I'm wrong, Cody. Wasn't that Sega that actually made that, I believe? That game was creepy. Golly, that was a good one. Okay, so you got two bangers on here. You got Call of Duty 2, Condemned Criminal Origins, FIFA, Road to 2006 FIFA World Cup. Okay, Gun. I remember Gun. Hey, before Red Dead Redemption, there was Gun. I remember that. I think that was like not a remake, more so like a remaster, I guess. That game was actually pretty good though. That wasn't bad. Gun, Geometry Wars, Geometry Wars. I remember that. Hexic HD. I think that was packed in with every console, right? Cameo was solid. That was a solid entry as well. Madden 06. Mutant Storm, NBA 2K6, NBA Live 06, Need for Speed, Most Wanted. That was another one. That was dope too, brother. I give you that. I remember they showed that on the E3 stage that year before the console launch. They were showing off Most Wanted, and that game looked amazing at the time. NHL Perfect Dark Zero, that release, that was supposed to be huge, but it just was not. It did not make the cut. Game wasn't as great as people were hoping, but dag, for that to have been a launch title, if it had really took off, that could have been amazing, but it fell real short. You got Peter Jackson's King Kong. That was the one. I remember I was in EB Games at White. I was in White. Was it? No, it wasn't White Marsh. I was out in Towson. I was at Towson Mall inside of the EB Games there, and they had the Xbox 360. They had the demo of, you know, the demo station like a month or so out before the console even released. And I remember it being a crowd of people just all over the place. And I saw Peter Jackson's King Kong. I said, how the heck a game's gonna get any better than this? This is crazy. It can't get no better. That game was a first person, I guess shooter, I guess you could call it. But at the time, the graphics was something phenomenal. So you had Peter Jackson's King Kong, Project Gotham Racing 3, Quake 4, Project Gotham Racing, that joint was serious. That was dope. I love that. Quake 4, that wasn't bad for the time either. Quake 4. And to think Microsoft owns that IP now. Oh, man. Let's go ahead and move on. We got about 3 more left. Ridge Racer 6. Golly. They finally got that away from PlayStation from Namco. Tiger Woods PGA Tour 06. And Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. You know what? This is actually way better of a launch lineup than the Xbox, the original Xbox, because you got a couple of joints here. Call of Duty 2 is a standout. Condemned Criminal Origins is a standout. Cameo Elements of Power, that's a standout. And then, I mean, it's subjective, but Peter Jackson's King Kong, if you were going for the graphics to really see what this console was capable of, that was a bit of a showpiece. And then you had Project Gotham Racing 3, which was another graphical showpiece. And then you got Quake 4. This list is pretty solid for a release list. And look at how many games you got to choose from here. This wasn't bad. I would even say Tony Hawk's American Wasteland might have moved a couple of units as well. So that's solid. The 360, I would say, had a solid launch. Not fantastic or phenomenal, but it was solid. And then he has here the Xbox One launch games back in November 22nd, that magical date, 2013. Now that launched, the Xbox One launched with Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, which was also kind of like a cross-gen because that was on the 360 and PS3. So that might have moved people a little here, a little there, maybe. But, didn't really do it for me, though. But, that's just me. But, Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghosts. Oh, man, that was bad. Call of Duty Ghosts didn't do the Xbox brand any favor. Didn't do anybody any favors. That game wasn't that great, but that's okay. Crimson Dragon. So. Dead Rising 3 for people that enjoyed it. That was actually not bad. That was a pretty okay, release, launch title release. FIFA 14. Yeah, I mean, it's FIFA. Fighter Within. No, that wasn't it. Forza Motorsport 5. Okay, I can see people enjoying that. Just Dance. I believe you could have got that on the older consoles as well. Now, Killer Instinct. That's a good one. A lot of people were very, very excited about Killer Instinct. So I give you that, Cody. That's a pretty good one right there. Lego Marvel Superheroes. I don't know if that was really going to push the meter too much. Oh, Loco Cycle. Oh, that was horrible. Nah, they ain't doing them no favors there. Of course, Madden is there. NBA 2K is there. NBA Live was there. Need for Speed Rivals. Power Star Golf. Okay. Rise Son of Rome. Now, a lot of people didn't like it. I enjoyed Rise Son of Rome, man. I thought it was good. I thought it was good enough for a launch title. It showed you, it was that graphical showpiece that showed you exactly what this console was capable of. And I think it did its job with that, for that reason. I think that if you were wondering what the difference between the 360 and the Xbox One this was a game to kind of have you see, oh shucks, they have really bumped it up. And to think this used to be a Kinect game at first, Rise, and them switching it around and making it what it was, I thought it was a solid title. I wish we could have got a sequel, but it is what it is. Then you had Skylanders, Swap Force, Zoo Tycoon, and Zumba Fitness World Party. Yeah, this one isn't nearly as good, in my opinion, as the launch of the 360. The 360, you had quite a few games that you could choose from with that launch. This one, not as many great games, some okay games to get you through, but nothing to me that would really move the meter. But, it is what it is. But Cody, I appreciate you sending me this list and these different lists. Not bad at all. So with this next upcoming release of the Xbox Series X, we have to see what that list is looking like when it comes out. But let me see, what else do I have here? I know you had sent me one, Cody, talking about the PlayStation 5 wouldn't be compatible with the PlayStation 1, 2, and 3. But yeah, I think that was it, Cody. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything from you. Let me see. Nah, that's it. That's it. So, Cody, thank you for sending all of these to me. And thank you for having my voice be hoarse as a mug right now. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man. Continue to write in, too. We had like 45 minutes this week, man. I told y'all this is going to be a long one. This is going to be a long one this week. But, we got, here, Mr. One Subset Tekken. Shout out to you, brother. Now, the title of his email is, and I got quite a few from you, too. So, the title of his email is Remastered Unlocked. He says, hello, Kiaun. Hope all is well in the oncoming remnants of Hurricane Sally. Yeah, I was down in North Carolina when that was happening. I was in Halifax, North Carolina, when it was raining a ton. But he continues to say, I know we are all excited that we all have prices and dates on Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 consoles. Yay! Now that is done with, in 2021, what remastered or reimagined games would you like to see come out to the masses from PlayStation 1 through 3's generation? Me personally, I like to see Nightmare. God dang, brother. You remember that? This brother went in the way, way back. He said, I'd like to see Nightmare Creature. Man, I had that game. God, I promise. Honestly, I had that darn game back on the original PlayStation. Oh, shucks. This brother took me way back. He said Nightmare Creatures and Deception come back, or even, I don't remember Deception, but he would like those to come back, or even Plasma Sword come back. I don't remember that one either. Back, he says, come back in the way of Soul Calibur. Looking back, there was a lot of great games that just seemed to be screaming with remastering or remake. Those previous generations systems just didn't have what it took to accommodate what some game makers were trying to do. Can you think of a game that you think is worth a remake in this new generation of games that is on its way? Or is it just me? Your thoughts, comments, or concerns. Be safe and dry. Oh, and I almost forgot, if you were in Goldsboro, North Carolina, you was about 10 miles away from Luke. Get the heck out of here, man. I was there. 10 miles away from Lucama, if that far. Well, that is it for me. Game on. Good gosh. That's crazy. What's upset? I was right there, literally in your neck of the woods. Shout out to you, brother. I got a couple of more of your emails to read. But getting through this, any games from the PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2 or 3 era that I would like to see remastered or remade, I'm going to tell you one that comes to mind, and it just hit me, brother. God dog, give me like a ton of bricks. I would have to say it was a Capcom game called Rival Schools, man. I was such a huge fan of that game. You could use baseball bats, some of the characters. That was such a underrated and underappreciated fighting game. I wish Capcom had did more with it. That game was phenomenal, man. I had such a ball. I would say Metal Gear Solid, the original Hideo Kojima joint off of the original PlayStation. I would love to see a remaster of that. And it's been rumors out there already speculating that that's one of the big bombshells or one of the things that Sony is holding in the chamber to shoot off to, get people excited that they are making a remake. Of course, nothing is confirmed and, nothing outside of rumors that has been confirmed about that situation, but that would be amazing. Thinking about the PlayStation 2 era, you know what? the biggest game on the PlayStation 2, and I understand that it'll probably never happen, but we got this, with this question, I can dream about things. I can be hopeful and just go out of the realm of reality and just say, this is what I would like to see. I'm gonna be honest, man. I know it would never happen, and I'm sure that most people would say it's no reason for it to happen. But I would love to see a remaster, not a remake. Well, no, it would be a remake, not a remaster, but a remake, like Final Fantasy VII remake kind of stats on this one. I would like to see Grand Theft Auto 3 get remastered, man. I mean, with voice acting on the character and just seeing New York City in just New York City fashion. I understand we got New York back in Grand Theft Auto 4. That was dope. But to see it get remastered for the consoles now, oh my gosh. I would just love to see what Rockstar would do with that. That would be amazing. Man, it's so many games I could go through, through that PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 era of games that I would like to see remastered, man. But I don't want to harp on it too long there, What's Up, Said Tech, and there's just a few, but I would have plenty more, man, to talk about. But thank you for this email, and with that, man, looks like we just got you left here, What's Up, Said Tech, and now the next email you sent is this is called Deep Pockets. I know what this is about. Gotta be about Bethesda. He says, hello, Kiaun. I hope you're enjoying the cool weather. I am. Yeah, the cool weather feels good, man. He says, I woke up today and was shocked when I saw that Microsoft has bought Bethesda. We knew they were sitting on something, but we didn't know what. Yeah, I had no idea. This was definitely something I didn't think would happen in a billion years. No pun intended. But, man, I never thought anything this big would happen. But he says, I was sitting on something. I was sitting on something, but we didn't know what. I'm sorry. He says, I really don't know how to feel about it. The Elder Scroll, Fallout, Wolfenstein, Doom, Dishonored, Quake, Starfield, and so many other IPs that now hang by Microsoft's hand. By no means is Microsoft a company like EA where they break franchises and run them to the ground. I want to like this deal, but just really uncertain about it all. Maybe I just need to take some inventory of the games that I play from Bethesda. How do you feel about this deal? Man, I think you know how I feel about the deal, brother. I was up here rambling all show long in the beginning. But he says, don't forget that pre-orders for Xbox Series X go live 9/22/20. Question, comments, concerns? As always, from the two-stop light town. Peace. Yeah, man, we're definitely, I'm not going to touch the last part because you sent me another email talking about that. But me, just to reiterate it, brother, I think it's amazing. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a move that Microsoft needed to make to pump some new life, some oxygen into the Xbox brand, and to not only let their fan base know that we're in this for the long haul, but to also put the competition on notice to let them know, hey, listen, if we want to, we can get something that you can't get. Because I believe that, now, I might stand a little corrected with this number, but Sony as a whole, I believe that their corporation is worth $6 billion as a whole. Matter of fact, man, I've been using Google a lot here, man. I'm like, hey, why stop now? Let's see what Google says. Let's see. How much is Sony Corp worth?
Sony Corp's market cap is $97,500,000,000.
See that, man? I was wrong. I was wrong as a mug. The Joker said 97 billion. See that? That's why Google is my friend. Man, oh man, I got called out as a liar live on air. Hey, it happens, brother. It happens. Well, we all know 97 billion. Okay, yeah. These guys are balling. Oh, they balling and they don't look like they falling. Okay, so let me take that off the table and let me regather my thoughts, man. But no, they just put their competition on notice, let them know that, hey, we're serious. You know, we're getting these acquisitions. They're doing something amazing for Game Pass. They're adding that value that many people like myself were not convinced that they were able to do by having a lot of double A's and as people called it, you know, gaming fodder, you know, nothing too great. But here you have several established IPs that are triple A. These guys have a ton of RPG, I'll say Western RPG talent underneath their roof. Elder Scroll and Fallout. And then think about it. Obsidian, that's the name of the developer. I'm always forgetting their name. Imagine that. One subset Tekken, Obsidian and doggone Bethesda are under the same roof. Here you have the opportunity for these two guys, these two development teams to come together and collaborate on a New Vegas Part 2 that everybody has been clamoring for. I think it's a fantastic move by Microsoft. I don't see anything negative about it. I think that Microsoft, they did what they needed to do to really put that extra boost of faith into their not just their ecosystem, but people that are in their ecosystem, people that enjoy their console. I think that this is just letting their fan base know that, hey guys, we are here. We just spent $7.5 billion to get this acquisition. We're not going anywhere. We're trying to give you the best experiences that we possibly can. And for the first time in a long time, I actually really truly believe that is the case, because 7.5 billion is not a drop in the bucket. I understand that Microsoft is a $1.7 trillion company, but you spend that kind of money, and they did it in cash money. They were able to do that. That says to me, that's just commitment, and I commend them for it, man. So, yeah, I'm definitely all for the deal 100%, one subset Tekken. Now, your next email here is called Haters Assemble. Haters Assembled. He says, hello, Kiaun. His brother always started with hello. I appreciate the kind words. Brother always says hello. Yeah, man. He says, hope your day is going well. It was going, man, it's going great now. He says, I'm a comic book fan. So, of course, I went hard into the Avengers demo and full release game. I heard a lot of strife and negative talk about the game. I don't know what the problem is. As a comic book fan, I have mint books older than my children that are in their 30s. Wow, brother, you look young, man. Good grief. The picture you sent me, brother, you look like you in your 30s yourself, brother. That's crazy, man. You look good, man. He says, I know that different artists draw characters, faces, and proportions different ways. So the fact that the developers had their own take on how these characters look is not a big problem for me. Maybe it's just me. No, he's saying maybe it's just me. The voice acting is very believable. I like the gameplay, all except for some strange reason I cannot play with Iron Man well. I don't know if it's just a thing, but the mechanics in the game he said, I don't know if it's just a thing. Man, I'm butchering this email. My bad, brother. Let me try to reel it back onto the track, brother. All right. He says, he says the game, okay, hold on. But the mechanics in the game are great. The graphics are great. So why do people tend to hate on things? When was the last time we had a good superhero game in this generation? Ultimate Alliance for last generation was a decent game. Ultimate Alliance? You like that joint? What's up, sir? Okay, brother. Hey, brother, I feel you. He says, outside of that, I can't think of a game. Well, I've said enough. Keep doing what you do. I'm glad you have this platform to share. Oh, man, that's dope, man. He says, stay safe, wash your hands, peace. Absolutely, man. I love sharing the platform, man. Like I said, if it wasn't for you guys listening every week and, tuning in, hey, man, I got no voice myself. It's not fun talking to a wall, so you guys tuning in every week and showing support, it really means a lot to me. And that compliment, that means a lot to me too. One subset. Checking, I'm all tongue tied here, brother. But let me get into your email here, man. Yeah, I don't know. I played the demo of the Avengers, and I don't know. I didn't think it was bad. I didn't. I truly didn't. And then they just had this patch come out that was supposed to have allegedly fixed like 1,000 bugs in the game. So I truly thought that, man, the game was okay. It wasn't bad at all. And the faces, like I was talking about in the earlier episode, that's never bothered me because I haven't really looked at the movies. I mean, I've seen some of them, don't get me wrong, but I'm so far behind. I'm not invested into the characters like some people are. So that was never a big deal for me. The gameplay when I played as the Hulk and played as, what's her name? Miss Marvel, I think her name is. They were fun. It was fun. Graphically, it was great looking. The destruction with Hulk felt like it had weight behind the punches. So I don't know why people are so upset about the game. I thought that what I saw, though, one subset a couple of weeks ago when it first released, I was seeing really good reviews for the campaign. Like I said, I couldn't really talk about the online aspect of the game, but the campaign, people actually seemed like they were pretty happy about it. Unless things changed, I don't know. But yeah, that's interesting though. But now you asked what was some let me try to get your quote right here. You said, when was the last time we had a good superhero game in this generation? Brother, man, we have had two amazing, well, I'll say in my opinion, because other people may truly differ. But for me, Batman Arkham Knight, that game was insanity. That game was so amazing. I understand that game gets a bad rep because of the Batmobile. I'm not here to damage control over the Batmobile. Those missions, they sucked. They were terrible. It was cool at first, but then as you kept having to do these different missions with the Batmobile, it did get tiresome. But that storyline, the graphics, the gameplay, the voice acting, that game was phenomenal. At the time when I had wrapped up playing Arkham Knight, I said that was the best superhero game I had ever played, bar none. It was that amazing to me. And then 2 years ago, back in 2018, we got Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4, which was also another fantastic superhero game. I've sat in, I've said that I didn't quite enjoy it as much as Batman Arkham Knight, but it was still a very, very solid, fantastic game to play. I mean, so much so you guys heard me on here about a week or week or so ago, talking about I was going to get the Ultimate Edition to pay $70 just to get the game remastered. I was such a fan of it. So yeah, those would be the two I would go to. And even Nintendo, I know they had Ultimate Alliance on their console earlier this year. So I don't know how that played out, but I've never been into Ultimate Alliance. I guess the camera angle of it, I don't like that far away camera kind of view of the game, but to people that enjoyed it like yourself, brother, that's great. That's fantastic. Gaming is a selfish hobby, and every game is subjective, everybody has a different view on it. But yeah, man, absolutely. Now you got one more email here, and I believe this is the last one, and the show will be wrapped up. He says, okay, this is his last one. Yep. One subset Tekken. The title of this email is Disaster. He says, hello, Kiaun. Oh man, you are all right with me. What's up, Sam? He says, hello, Kiaun. I know you're getting tired of me. Nah, you all right, brother. You good, man. He says, this will be quick. I went to pre-order an Xbox Series X at GameStop, 5th person in line. After being there from 8:15 till 11 a.m. when they opened, don't you know oh boy, this sounds bad. Well, the email should have told me that. He says, don't you know, the title of it at least, he says, don't you know they only had 4 pre-orders available? Oh, shucks. He said, one X Series X. No, okay. They had 1 Xbox Series X and they had 3 Series S's. What kind of fraganacle bull is that? I've been to several console launches. This is the worst. I've decided to wait on both consoles. I'll purchase both next year. That's what I'm going to do. One subset tech, and I tell you, that's exactly what I'm going to do. He says, I have all 3 versions of this generation's Xbox and a PlayStation 4. I'll be fine. Till then, I'll just pick up the games I want for the upcoming consoles. Have you or anyone else had any console pre-launch disaster stories? This is mine so far. As always, from the little big town of Lukava, peace out. Listen, what's up, Set Tech? A great way to take us out this week, man. Fantastic. I heard that it was some bad thing. That's just a hard pill to swallow. Wait a minute. Let me talk about you for a second, man. You mean to tell me you missed it by one doggone pre-order you missed it by? You were 5th in line and they only had 4. That is the worst. I'm sorry that happened to you, brother. I am very, very sorry, and I can definitely feel your pain, because I'll tell you, you asked did I have any stories about, a pre-launch disaster, any of those stories, standing outside and waiting. I'll say this, man, I will never forget this. This was during the 360 era. It was launch night. And back then, you ain't really had no pre-orders. You just had to stand online and wait, for, to hopefully snag one. You already know this. All of you guys, I'm sure, already know this. So I wasn't going to go out. I wasn't going to go out there, but this was during the time when, I'm about to say N4G, when G4 TV was still a thing. And it was like so exciting. Adam Sessler was out there. I can't believe it. Look at the lines. People are waiting. And I was saying to myself, I'm not going out there, man. Baltimore, it is cold right now. It's like 30 degrees outside. I ain't going out there and wait. And they kept on hyping this thing up, and I'm keeping an eye on it. It almost looked like doggone New Year's Eve outside, with so many people waiting. And I got caught up in the hype, man. I said, man, let me get my coat. I'm going to go on out here and I'm going to try. So, of course, the first place I go to once upset, I'm going to Best Buy. That's my favorite store, man. Whenever it's time to get these consoles and games, I'm going to Best Buy. I go up there and they say, man, we are sold out. We got nothing. Now, see, back then, what they were doing was they were actually giving out tickets early. Now, this was crazy. They were giving out tickets to people to be able to come back and get the consoles after midnight. So people had already been to Best Buy and, you know, they already had tickets. They were like, nah, we're sold out. We got nothing. So then it's a Target. I was out in White Marsh and I went to Target, which was right up the street from Best Buy. And I said, you know what? Maybe Target will have some. Nothing at all. They were selling the tickets to be able to get a 360 for like $500, $600. I was like, I ain't paying that kind of money. No freaking way. I'm not doing that. So I circled around, driving around, trying to figure out what other store could I go to. Walmart. Let's see about them. Man, you know, they were gone too. Walmart was sold out. So I started getting desperate. Now, it's about like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm driving around, and then it hit me. Sears. And this is desperation, brother. This is all desperation. Because GameStop, none of that stuff. GameStop was in the mall. So I figured that ain't going to happen ever. I'm sure they've been sold out for weeks or whatever. I don't know. But in my mind, I thought, let's go to Sears. They might have. I tell you, man, the mind is crazy when it's desperate. So I'm thinking nobody's going to think of Sears. This is fantastic. And I pull up on the parking lot. I'm still out White Marsh, going to the mall, the White Marsh Mall. I go there and I'm sitting there on the lot and I'm looking and I'm like, nobody's here. Oh, shucks. Let me jump in line. Let me just start one. I get into the line and I'm first. I'm number one at the door. Like I said, it's like 3 a.m. I'm not moving. I mean, it's cold too. It's pretty darn cold outside, but I'm like, I'm determined. I'm not giving up. And soon as I jump in line, all of a sudden I see like 5 or 6 people jump out of their cars. And they get in line. I'm like, man, where the heck y'all come from? Good gosh. They were like, man, we was trying to stay warm, but since you lining up, I'm not going to be out in the cold. That's not going to happen to me. That's funny because we were out in the cold, literally. But y'all know what I'm saying. So I'm sitting there waiting. And finally, it was a security. This is the part that tripped me out. This woman comes to the door and I'm first. And the security guard comes out with the woman and he tells me, hey, fella. Hey, man, you know, you need to back up. You look like you being a little aggressive. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not that tall. I'm 6'2". I'm not that tall, man. So he's like, nah, back off, man. You know, you gotta kind of, you know, give me some space. Get a woman some space. I'm like, nah, no problem. I don't want no trouble at all. So the woman comes out there and I'm thinking she's about to make a heck of an announcement. Like, oh man, we got him. Guys, relax, stay calm. This woman comes out the door, God dog, man. And she says, one sub said, Tekken, our shipment did not come in. I tell you, I think I almost shed a tear right then and there. All of this running around. Granted, I got out the house. I started late. I should have went earlier, but like I said, I was on the fence. But I got out the house around 10 o'clock. Here it is. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. And I'm waiting here for the workers to show up. And thinking I'm going to get one and nothing. Heartbreak. I got so desperate that day, I went up to Rent-A-Center to see, to see if they got a shipment. And I was trying to think of all these stores that most people wouldn't think about. Of course, Rent-A-Center didn't have it, and it was just completely sold out everywhere. I didn't get back home until like almost noon. I was just out riding all around town trying to find it. And everybody was sold out, man. It just, it hurt. It hurt me something serious. But I didn't get the 360 until it was around January. I had got it. I went back to Best Buy. I had a friend that used to work there. Shout out to Kevin, man. He used to work there, and he gave me a heads up. He said, it's a shipment coming in on Tuesday. So if you can be here Tuesday to pick it up, it's going to be about 15 of them or so. And I went right back, same Best Buy out in White Marsh, and waited in line. This time I was beat. It was a couple of people that was in front of me. It was like 3 people maybe in front. And I was like, well, I'm going to be fine. Cause they got a couple of them in, and sure enough, as I'm standing in line, people trying to cut in front of you. You got to tell them, whoa, you see me standing here. Oh, I didn't see you there. I'm like, God dang, brother. You ain't see me standing. Come on, man. So eventually what they did was they lined us up to go in one by one. They weren't even letting you in, like, just as a whole. It was like, I think it was like 2. They would let like 2 people in at a time. And like I said, I wasn't that far behind. And they had let me in like in the second wave. They let me in, and they were like, what do you want? You want this? You want the controller? So I was able to get it in, January. So, yeah, man, that was just a small story about, just the launch of the 360 and Xbox One. I didn't get that till, they were in stock, man. I wasn't going through that again. But yeah, man, I know that was a long-winded story, but one sub said, Techie, man, I appreciated all of the emails you sent. Thank you so much, brother. Shout out to Cody Clark for sending me his emails and, talking about the launch lineups. And shout out to Tarkus, man. Hopefully that is your name, brother. Just write back in and let me know what your name is. Thank you for writing in for the first time. That is appreciated as well. But guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, man. And like I say every week, brother, if y'all want to be a part of the show, if you want to let your voice be heard, you can either call in at 443-216-9934, or you can email the show, and the email address is the analogcirclepodcast@gmail.com. Guys, remember, tomorrow, Tokyo Game Show. What are we gonna see? I don't know, brother. I have no idea. But 10 a.m., if you're on the East Coast, I guess that would be, 7 o'clock if you're on the West Coast. God, dog, y'all gonna get it real early. But, we might be back to talk about it. I might be able to come back tomorrow, talk about it. No guarantees. It depends on what the news is. If they buy Sega, Microsoft, that is, we gotta talk about that. But, we'll play that, as the news comes out. We'll play it by ear. But, guys, thank you again for tuning in. I appreciate all of the support. Like I said, this was a longer show. I knew it was going to be longer because I had a lot of emails to cover, and I really appreciate you guys writing in. It truly means a lot. It keeps me going. It keeps me motivated. And, it just lets me know that you guys, y'all are into the content. So really means a lot, but, I'm getting long-winded as usual. And shout out to Mike J too. Hey, Mike J, me and Mike J, we talked, during that time when the news came out, and yeah, I was yelling that poor brother's ear off, man. I was just so hyped up, so excited, man. It was just a fantastic phenomenal Monday. Just incredible. But thank you guys again. And until next time, man. Hopefully next week when we're back at it, you guys go out there, play some games, and enjoy yourself. You guys take care.